メンマ隊員捜索を開始します。じー。
Well, isn't that just the cutest thing?
そうだな。あの日、俺のこと。
It's kind of light in here. It's light in here. Let's change this up a bit. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Oh, dude, this is so much better. So much better. It was just kind of bright. That's why I'm rocking them. Kind of bright.
メンマ、まだ髪長いのか？
雪圧。
てか、俺らと同じに成長して。
成長して？ねえ、なんでだろうね。
美人か。
Allergies acting up.
ジンタンのお母さんは成仏ってしてますか？成仏ってどんなだろう。
メイコが喜ぶなんて言って、結局自分たちが楽しんでるのよね。メイコを出しにして。メイコはもういないっていうのに、あなたたちは何にも変わらずに。
Nope. I'm done. I'm over it. This shit's too depressing. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. I am Ryofu, and you are watching The Gaming Harbinger. Today, we are going to talk about none other than the ultra-depressing anime, Anohana, The Flower We Saw That Day. The full translation would be, we still don't know the name of the flower we saw that day.
Yay!
Before I go any further, I want to make it abundantly clear that yes, this is an older anime, but I have every intention to cover the latest stuff that's coming out. I kind of want to have a mixture of those things, but this is just a show I stumbled across and it really resonated with me, and I just felt compelled to make a video. With that in mind, I also want to point out, if you have an anime or two you would like me to review, please recommend those in the comments below. Okay, so with that being said, let's get back to the review. Anohana, just like Puella Magi Madoka Magica, has no manga source material. When these moments happen, I actually appreciate them because that means we don't have to worry about some fluff or things being taken out or bloated. It's like we are getting the material, the story, the way it was intended to be. Anohana is a story about a group of friends that were once close when they were extremely young, but time has passed and they have essentially grew apart, and certain events happen that bring them close again. And through that, you kind of realize through an accident that they never healed from this experience. And now that they are together again, the healing process truly begins. One girl of the group, Minma, was killed in a drowning accident. And I'm wording it that way because, done in typical Japanese fashion, they never come out and say that she drowned, but through certain things that are displayed in the animation, it kind of makes it clear that this is probably what happens. I really appreciate subtleties such as this because not everything has to be spelled out. You can kind of put stuff together and figure out for yourself. After Minma's passing, they go from being in the 6th grade to being high schoolers, which this is when you realize that, okay, things are not so hot. And not only that, they've kind of grown apart. The group isn't really friends anymore. And even the main character, Genta, has slowly stopped going to school. Honoru appears to be annoyed by Genta's lack of enthusiasm for school, but is actually genuinely concerned for his well-being. Yukiatsu and Tsuruko seem to still be friends, but both appear to be disgusted by Genta's actions. And Popo is, well, Popo. However, one day Minma just appears in Genta's bedroom, a little older than he remembered. She appears to be aware of her passing, yet is able to touch and interact with things. So the anime twist of this story is that Genta is the only one that can see Minma. And it, of course, obviously provides some comedic moments here and there. However, the story is not as simple as that. I thought going into this is going to have some sad feel moments, sprinkled in there. But ultimately, it was going to be a slice of life. It was going to have some comedy. And I was wrong. Not dead wrong, but I was wrong. This is a show that, really pushes you through the ringer. It really has a lot of sadness in it, a lot of tragedy. But underneath that, it's heartwarming. It has heartwarming, sad, but not somber. It gives you hope. And the conclusion of the story is very satisfying. At least I believe it is truly satisfying. This is without a doubt one of the shows I would have loved to have supported if I had known about it, and not only that, it is a show I would love to recommend to people that think anime is just dragon, fireballs, and fan service, and sweaty alpha males that want to punch the shit out of each other. I love shows like this. We need more shows like this. With that being said, nothing wrong with the sweaty alpha males punching the shit out of each other. I like that stuff too. But I'm just saying, it's nice when we get shows like this. I really enjoy the intro and outros of this anime. To be frank, the whole soundtrack really just complements the essence of this show, and it just complements the emotions that are going on with all the characters, and it fits perfectly. Well, I would say the story in itself is solid and decent, but I would say where this story just really succeeds is its characters. The characters will come off to you as typical run-of-the-mill, but the more you get deeper into the story, you quickly realize there's so much more to them than just that. Even I find Genta fascinating because death affects everyone differently. Some people, it takes a long time for the healing process to truly begin. And some people just fake it till they make it. They distract themselves. And that's their way of just kind of getting through things. And some people genuinely are trying to heal, but they're restless and they never truly heal from those tragic experiences. It's not easy. And like I said, it varies from person to person. And you can clearly tell with Genta that he lost someone special to him. And it ended at a weird period, in a weird conversation. And not only that, but around the same time, which this is another part of that Japanese vagueness, you realize at some point he lost a dear friend and he lost his mother who was terminally ill. So that would have a huge impact on anyone. And it's understandable that Genta is, just kind of going through the motions of life. He's alive, but he's not happy. You realize that he is carrying a guilt. He has been holding this for 5 years, carrying this baggage of guilt. And I'm not going to tell you what that guilt is. It comes out pretty early in the show what the guilt is. And it's totally relatable. Okay, so time for a scathing hot take. Yokiatsu is probably the most hated character in the show. Anyone that has watched the show does not like him, most people. But to me, that is a true testament to how well written this character is. I find him incredibly fascinating. And the reason why I find him fascinating is because all of the things that he's going through is like just a manifestation of jealousy. He totally can be the worst, but not without reason. To me, he is the type of person who wants to be the leader and wants to be looked at as the best. But where it matters most to him, he falls short. He wants it so bad, and maybe he is the type of person who just, if he doesn't get what he wants, he freaking snaps. And he's working on all these things to make him a better person, to make him more competitive, to make him better, more healthier, more in shape, more attractive, all these things he does. But from his perspective, he falls short in an area, and it's very, very frustrating. And I just find him not so much that I can relate to what he's going through, but I feel like maybe people won't go to the extent that he does in this show in terms of his feelings and how he feels about certain things. But I think it is relatable in a sense. This is how some people really are. They do become obsessive about things. And sometimes it almost destroys them, just like it almost destroys him. There was a point when I was watching the show where I actually felt like, is Yokiatsu really friends with all of these people? Or was he just doing all this because he liked one person? Things like this, like I said, I thought about this while watching the show, and I just, like I said, such a fascinating character. By the time the group comes back together again, and they're all hanging out and just rekindling their relationships, you quickly realize that Yokiatsu isn't the only envious person in the group. You realize, damn, what happened? What happened to the happy friends? What happened to the Peace Busters? What happened? And the reality is no. This is real life. I mean, this happens with friends all the time. Absolutely, 100%. This is not that crazy or hard to digest or hard to comprehend. This is how people can be sometimes. And it's not done with like vile intentions. It just happens. That's what makes this series so impactful. The characters are rich and flawed, yet the depth of this one friend stunted their growth as young people. And now they have an opportunity to set things right. So good, man. It's just a great story. It is. It really is. If there is anything I could be critical on, it would be the handling of Suruko. It would have been nice to have spent more time with this character, but I feel the series gave us just enough to give us an idea of what her motivations in life were and what was working against her. That's going to do it, boys and girls. I really don't have much more to say about this show, except for to say it is freaking amazing. If you like this type of content, please leave a like in the comment section. Let me know what type of anime you're watching right now. I appreciate you all checking out the videos. I hope you have a wonderful and happy holidays. I will see you in the next video.
これがないと寝れないの。
このタオルは
これもないと寝れないの。